Yay, it works! Oh my god. Okay, maybe my mic is a
just
bit...
when I drink.
I'm sorry, I warned you. But anyway, hi!
It's okay.
Welcome everyone to our third panel and first of our inclusivity series. Oh my god, I can hear myself. Anyway, if you can hear the other people on my mic, I'm so sorry. I tried doing my best. And like vice versa. But anyway, as it is still Pride Month, we are going to talk mostly about LGBT plus stuff, mostly gender expression and identity in cosplay, because that's what we do here. So we talk about cosplay. And if you don't know, I'm Percy. Hi, I'm normally the person like that's not on the camera, so I'm kind of nervous, but it's fine. And I've never hosted a panel, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. And I'll let the guests introduce themselves, I guess.
What's
Who
up?
starts?
Okay. Yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm Willow. I'm from France, and I moved in Portugal like 3 years ago now, maybe 4. And thank you to invite me here. And I use she/her pronouns. You can see.
Hi, I'm Iuli. I use she/they pronouns, and I've been in Portugal since I was 4.
I'm Prince, but you guys can also call me Max. I use he/him pronouns, and I'm dressed as Crunchy today. I'm Chainsaw Man.
Okay. I was trying to see if the audio was fine, if like no one was louder than the others. But if there's any technical difficulties, please tell me. I am very nervous. Everyone is nervous, but it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
No one's gonna die today, I think. No one's gonna die, I think.
I hope not.
At best, a heat stroke. It's fine.
It's not fine. It's not fine. It's
Walk
not
it
fine.
off. It's
You can't see, you can't breathe. It's not fine. It's not fine. Anyway, if anyone has any questions, you can leave them in the chat, whether it's in Portuguese or in English. We will translate so everyone understands. Anyway, who is quiet? Please tell me. Everyone, I will.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, please warn us. I am nervous. I have never streamed with other people.
It's
But anyway,
okay.
it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's start with our first question, shall we? Okay, so how does
sir.
your identity influence your cosplays, or vice versa?
You asked to who first.
Everyone. It's for everyone. Anyone can answer.
Okay. Well, I can
For
answer
me,
first. Oh,
I- I'm sorry.
do don't worry.
As I
Don't
was
worry.
saying, I started cosplaying like 8 years ago, and I only started like realizing my gender like recently, like 2 years ago. So it didn't really influence much. I did see some things, but that's more for future questions. I really can't say much on this topic, so you can talk more. I'm done.
For me, I think it's another question, but I will start a little bit here. I have like difficulties, and like when I have like difficulties to and have like a dysmorphia, I tend to cosplay more male characters, so it helped me. And also my gender identity impacts my way of makeup a lot, to try to shapeshift more than usual. But yeah.
For me, it was like, I think when you first interact with cosplay, you're also interacting with the people who are making the cosplay. And by itself, you realizing there's like other ways of expressing yourself outside of an identity. It's something that really helped me around gender and around like feeling comfortable in different expressions that don't necessarily fit into my personal preference. Like for example, cosplaying women.
Does cosplaying give you? Oh, you kicked something. Anyway, does cosplay give you gender euphoria? Like if you're cosplaying, you know, depending on what you're cosplaying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For example, I go by she, they pronouns, but when I cosplay guys, I don't want to be seen as a girl. You know, I want to seen genderless. Like I don't want to look like I have a gender. You know, so when people like don't use she pronouns or when they use they or he, I'm like, yay, that feels good. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, when I'm down mentally and I have like a lot of issues, I go and usually cosplay a Latino from Genshin Impact. And with this cosplay, I have such a big aura farming. Like I have a euphoria. I'm like, okay, now I have my ego full boosted again, and I don't care anymore. And that's where my gender euphoria is. It's recharged every time.
For me, it's like I don't cosplay often, guys, but I really like to cosplay pretty guys. Okay, so every single time I'm able to pull like a pretty guy, I think that's the closest that I can get from gender euphoria. So yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to see if my mic is now fine. Do you feel like people misgender you more when you crossplay?
For me, like I said, since I use she, they pronouns and I have like a feminine face, I think. Even if they call me she, they don't really misgender me because I do use she pronouns. But how do I say it? When I am cosplaying guys and they call me she, it doesn't feel great, you know, because I don't want to be seen as a girl. Like I want to be like more of the day part, you know. So even though I don't identify as a guy, I don't want to be seen as a girl either. So when they do call me she when I'm cosplaying a guy, it's like, doesn't feel great. But you're not wrong. I do go by she, but it doesn't feel. So I'm very confused on what to feel because I'm still trying to discover what my gender is like. It's very confusing to me yet. So I'm like, okay, they're not wrong, but like, it doesn't feel good. So I'm like, I don't know. It's like it's so confusing.
Yeah. On my side, I I kind of cheat a little bit because I didn't transition yet. I didn't start my hormonal thing, so I'm still have a male body, we can say. And when I cosplay woman, I have fake boobs that I put on. So when we have shape, obviously people will most say she, her, than he, him. And when I cosplay guy, since I project myself as a male character, I don't care if they use he, him pronouns. So it doesn't misgender me in my head. It's like, okay, you choose to use the pronoun of the character, not mine, kind of.
For me, it's like slightly the same, especially that last part. Like when I'm cosplaying girls, which is most of the time, if people know me, they're going to use he, him pronouns. Sometimes, like, because my voice is slightly deeper, people get it like almost instantly. But if not, it basically goes, "Oh, you look so pretty. You're like such a pretty girl," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks. I'm a guy," and they're like, "Oh, okay." It just continues speaking like nothing happened. So it happens sometimes, especially with people who don't know pronouns. But I also sometimes treat it like drag. I'm not going to tell everyone if we are not like having a long-term conversation, I just feel like I'm getting complimented by gay people like queen, and I'm like, okay, thank you. Whatever you say.
Okay, so do you guys no, it's fine. It's accurate. It's what you feel. Do you guys prefer to go by the character's pronouns, or do you prefer your own pronouns?
I think the character. I think so. Because like I said, when I am cosplaying, like girls, I don't mind she, her, but when I'm cosplaying guys, I'm trying to also to escape being a girl. You know? So I would rather be called like other, like, even if they are saying like, oh, handsome and stuff like that instead of free, you know? Well, if I'm cosplaying a girl, I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, go for it, like she, her. But when I'm cosplaying a guy, I want more gender neutral terms. So yeah, I do prefer when they call me more for the characters pronouns.
For me, I steal the pronoun of the character. I don't care. I cosplay, and once I have the outfit, I'm like, okay, Willow doesn't exist anymore. I'm the character. If I can relate, at least.
For me, it's a matter of fact of like, of course, I would prefer people using my pronouns, but again, I treat it mostly like you call a she for someone who is in drag. So I don't take it too personal. I just think, oh, okay, it's fine. They're complimenting me. I feel pretty, so it's fine.
Camila was in the chat saying, I swear when I cosplayed Zelda for the first time, as a trans femme cosplaying a female character for the first time ever, I legit teared up big time out of joy. That is so cute. That is, I think I had that, but with normal cosplay, I was like, holy shit, I'm the character. But I think when it's like, it's deeper when it's about gender. Did cosplay impact your self-discovery, or like your gender, how you feel about your identity, or did you figure it out before?
You want to start?
No, you can start. I'm thinking.
No. Okay, so for me, it's a little bit complicated because I started cosplay because I was questioning myself. Because like when I was like 5-6 years ago, I was during COVID actually. I had a burnout and stuff like this, and I was like, okay, who I am, and I was like questioning myself, like, am I a gender fluid, demigirl, and stuff like this. And on TikTok, I saw some cosplayer and say, oh yeah, try cosplay, try. And I tried, and because I was cosplaying, I think it was Karma from Assassination Classroom, I was like, okay, I don't care if I like people say he, him, and I was like, okay, because I'm Karma, and I was like, it helped me mentally because the dysphoria was like less. The burden of the dysphoria was less because I was able to redirect all the pronouns to a character. So I was like, Willow doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, whatever. And that's why I got in cosplay, and that's impacted a lot. Oh, I am now.
I think I can go next, if Lee doesn't mind. I believe that when you enter a space that is made of art, you're never escaping queerness itself. As I said, you're interacting not only with the art that people are creating, you're interacting with the person who is creating. And I truly believe when I realized that itself queerness was a thing, it was with the help not only of the people who were cosplaying, but also the characters itself, but especially the people, because at the end of the day, you're going to see so many different people who express themselves freely and differently, and you're like, oh, I could do that also. And I think that was like kind of the twist into my head, that soon I got into this hobby, I kind of felt like I could do whatever I wanted with my own expression, and I could also find an expression that felt like me. So yeah, I think it's mostly related, almost unconsciously.
Can you repeat again the question so that I know how to respond? Sorry.
I forgot. What was the question?
Did the cosplay help you to discover
Oh,
your
yeah.
identity?
Sorry, I was too
It's
focused
okay.
on hearing Max, and I was like, "What is happening right now?" I'm sorry. Where is it? I lost it. Oh, did cosplay impact your self-discovery / identity?
Like I said, I started cosplaying a long time ago before I even found out about my gender, so it didn't automatically do. But I do think that when I started feeling like I'm not really a girl, when I have days I'm not a girl at all, I realized that cosplaying a guy does make me feel better. I think it clicked a little bit, you know. I think in the beginning it didn't, but it was also during COVID that I started thinking about it. And I was like slowly until now. So yeah, I do think a little bit maybe.
I think COVID helped a lot of people to discover
I'm
themselves.
very bad at talking. I am so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just
I think
I
it's that
forgot.
thing of like, you spend more time not outside but on the internet, and you start finding more people who feel like you.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
exactly.
And
They're-
you don't
they're
have like the
alone
stress of
it's like they're alone and they want to express how they feel, so they have some form of connection to other people. So
Darcy, your audio is low again. I don't know why.
I know. I'm like putting my like audio lower so you don't hear you guys twice, and sometimes I forget to put it back on. Do you think our Portuguese cosplay community is a welcoming place for genderqueer / non-cis people and cross-players?
Yeah, I think so. I think the both Portuguese and like cosplay community in general, but in this case Portuguese community, I think they're very open about gender and gay people and all the queer people, because there are a lot of like queer people that do cosplay. So I do think it's kind of a safe space too for queer people to join, you know. So yeah, I do think that the Portuguese cosplay community is like is an of course there are bad apples, but there are bad apples in all communities. Like there's
Everywhere.
always gonna be those like that little group, but like as a general, like as a whole, I think the cosplay community is a very open place to be queer.
Yeah, totally. Like I said before, I came from France to here, and the Portuguese community welcome with open arms. And I only had one kind of bad experience, but I think it's just because they wasn't very educated about this. But that's totally normal because everyone can't be educated about this. But yeah, in general, like a lot of cosplayer, and it was here in the first time. That was the first time here that people asked my pronouns when they was talking to me, because in France I had like four or five events, and nobody asked me my gender and stuff like this when they talking to me. And here in Portugal, it was changed a lot, and I'm glad actually.
I believe it's like what you said. There's bad apples, but I also believe that again, COVID really helped people to be more welcoming, because um, cosplay and everything was something that was looked as odd. Not as like that it doesn't happen now, but like now it's a hobby that more people have it. Um, but I think that time between COVID and now, cosplay community as a whole changed completely, and people started being more careful because they also started to have information that these people exist. That, you know, sometimes you're watching either a really pretty guy or a really pretty girl in a just like hanging and chilling, and you're like, oh wait, this is just a cosplay, right? This is not how the person might identify. So at the moment they have much more they're much more careful. And again, like soon I'm in at cons and I'm cosplaying girls. Soon I'm like, I don't even have to say, oh, I'm a guy. I just have to use he him pronouns to myself sometimes without even noticing. And they're like, oh, okay, sorry. And I'm like, oh, it's fine, you didn't know. And the conversation continues as smoothly. So I think there was a lot of improvement within those years of the community itself.
Do you guys think that it's very different, like online and like at events or IRL with other people, how they see you when you're like not very gender conforming, if that makes any sense? Did that make
I'm not
sense?
sure because
You make sense.
I'm not sure because I don't really know how other people perceive me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just existing. I don't know what other people see me as when they see me. I don't think that.
They cut.
I don't know.
They cut. They were
Rest in peace.
you were censored by Discord. You cut out. Discord was like, nuh-uh. No, you
Who?
cannot speak.
Oh, me? Oh, oh
Yeah.
no.
Discord is
No.
like,
It's
Pride
fine.
Month
I was
is
saying that
almost ending. Shut up.
Censors the gays. Censors the gays.
I was
Oh my god.
no.
The censorship
I was
starts
saying
now.
Okay, you can go. You can go.
I was saying that I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know how. I never really asked. I just exist. I'm like doing my own thing, existing, and I have no idea how what the other people's like perceive me as. Fortunately, just a Dambo idiot that's existing on the internet being silly goofy.
I think it's the same thing for me because honestly, I'm kind of the person that don't really care about social. For example, my accounts, it's not even only a cosplay account. It's like my daily accounts, and I just post cosplay because I like cosplay the most. But I I post like once in a while, and I don't care about how people perceive me because I just at the moment that I'm in peace with myself and I know what I am, or yeah, I'm confident. I don't really care about how the other ones see me because even if we correct them, sometimes like if they are good people, they will see and they will correct themselves. But if they are not good, they will don't care anymore. So why wasting time for this? So basically, I put my pronouns on my bio, and if they are just a little bit interested in what I'm doing, they will see directly what kind of pronoun I use. So I don't really care.
I think like on the internet you can be slightly more careful. Then it's not like it's not something that it's like, oh, it's easier. It is kind of, because on the internet you have kind of, again, you have the whole pronoun thing. You can put he him or they them in your bio, and people are going to usually respect that, and it's something straight away. If they just happen to follow you, not as often, but if there's someone who like want to interact with you and see the things you post, people are going to notice that you use those pronouns, and it's something more like straight up, because in real life we don't have like a little tag with our pronouns and our name right up our heads like it's Minecraft. So, I don't believe it's different. I just believe that the way it's less straight away. In the internet it's more like easy to identify and you're like, oh, okay, and you proceed to do that. While in real life you have that little question of, hey, what are your pronouns, by the way? Uh, but I also I also believe that there's the two sides of the knife, right? I also believe sometimes people are much more comfortable saying things on the internet without waiting for any form of consequences than in real life. Because in real life, you say something, I don't know, homophobic, transphobic, you probably will get your ass beat. If you say that on the internet, at best you get a block. So I think that's the bad part of the internet, is that the treatment like might be nicer for some parts, but in other parts is less. You can just like go to their face and say, man, you're a piece of shit, like it's slightly more difficult.
My
Like,
mic is slow.
oh, sorry.
No, apparently my mic is slow.
I think it's fine. I don't know. I think you got a little away. You like.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's fine. People in the chat were saying that COVID brought a lot of like discovery. I think for everyone, either whether it be like cosplayers in general or like queer people finding out. And I think COVID was bad, but like really bad. But sometimes some things, like the minority of things, was good because it brought people together and like more woke people. Yay. I'm joking. Woke
Are
slash
you
pause.
feeling woke today?
I am really woke.
Oh, but
I am
yeah,
always
like
woke.
we can say that the confinement helped a lot mentally for a lot of people, and especially the young one, because they was so stressed about job, career opportunities, study, and stuff like this. But when they was like shut down and like stay at home, they finally have time to think about themselves and to questioning themselves. And like I think was Max who said it, that people was more on internet and they was able to discover and meet people that they are like them. So yeah, that helped it a lot, I think.
Also, without like the interaction or like the pressure, social pressure that you get, like again in real life, it's more crushing than the internet, because on the internet you can have your niche of people. In society you're kind of stuck with the place and the situation you are in, because you are in places where people are more conservative. You're most likely to get this type of treatment. In other places you're getting treated differently. So I believe like COVID really opened the door for people to start exploring themselves without having eyes on them 24/7, because they don't have to get out of home. They can just have a bare haircut and hey, they're at home. It's between him, the mirror, and TikTok if they're going to post that hair, but like that is for yourself, buddy. So I think it's that. It's the internet itself kind of has that thing of like, it's a space that you can create, and people that are going to have the same likings as you are going to also be with you. So.
Camilla said woke will never be a bad thing, and it sucks that it's seen as a hot take. Like people go, how dare you have feelings and empathy? That is very true.
So woke.
I use the too woke friend as like a joke. I know it's not bad, but it's just
I love
it is
using
what
that
it
joke.
is. It's yeah.
I think it's the most funny thing. It's like when you quote something that is from conservative people. It's like, oh, but guys, maybe I'm like the too woke friend. Maybe I have like blue hair and pronouns, something like that. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think, like in media, we have good representation of queer characters, whether it be gender-wise or sexuality-wise?
Yes, I think that in these recent years, there's like more and more representation, which is great, feels great. I feel that it's getting there, but for example, I'm biromantic and non-binary, as I mentioned, so I'm still trying to see more ace people and more non-binary people,
Mhm.
like in this. So yeah, I think.
One thing I noticed that maybe it's only Disney and Netflix, but I saw like old show and TV that was easy to implement, like they didn't try and was able to portray like non-binary, aromantic people and stuff like this. But now, like the media start to create character, and that's the main point. Like the gender and identity is the main point of the character, just to be like, yeah, you see, we portray non-binary people. Yeah, we see we have like this kind of people, and I'm like in the show, it's less natural than before. It was like, oh, I didn't notice, but this one was actually a non-binary people. Oh, this one was aromantic. Oh, and stuff like this.
I also go on that line of like, it's saddening sometimes to see. I know that is something that we like to see, to have representation, and I believe especially around like queerness of sexuality, we have great representation at the moment. Characters like sometimes are like, oh, just a dude who is casually like bisexual, and I'm like, okay, that is fine, you know what, valid. But gender itself, I felt like there was also some form of shift, because there was either that common joke of like, and this was like on the before 2020, it was extremely common, the whole joke of, oh, it's a trap, and characters that are like, oh, it's a guy but it's actually a girl, and that is the whole point of them, it's being funny. And I'm like, that is not really funny, you know. And the whole thing of putting a character and giving it an identity and making that the entire, like, the character doesn't have feelings or thoughts or emotions, nothing, it's just made for it to be that representation, also saddens me, because I believe it was the first time that I really read something that made me feel like welcomed, was when I opened this manga that is called like Boys Run the Riot. And the whole point of the story, it's you watching this trans guy discover himself through fashion, but also he has dreams. He wants to be this like really rebellious fashion designer, so he plays around with this best friend of his and starts like refitting stuff and starts riots. And I'm like, that is what I want to see. I don't want to see a character who only feels pain for being trans or being gay. I want to see a character who likes being who they are, and who they are, it's important for their dreams, you know. You cannot just like separate those two things. So.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like one of the good representation, it was oh, now I forgot the name when I wanted to say it, but from Black Butler, the one
Grell.
read Grell, thank you. It took me a long time to understand, because because I watched first in Japanese, but with French subtitles, so they don't have like neutral pronouns, so I didn't understood at first. And when I switched to English subtitle a few years after, I was like, oh wait, but this person, so okay, this person is from the community and not just adults or something like that. And I was like, okay, so that's what it is to be a good representation, because it's not about only the gender, it's the whole character, and the gender is an add-on on the character.
Yeah, like that also reminds me that, and again, I'm so sad that Grell, for example, gets washed up as like, oh, a femboy or a drag, and I'm like, the entire character arc of this character is around gender dysphoria, and y'all are telling me this is a femboy. I cannot take this. And people did this like more recently because of an error of translation. Because again, this is also really important to point, is that different cultures, we are going to have different viewings of what is right and what is wrong. And for example, in Japan, there's a lot of terms that are used that here I think the world would collapse. Because for example, in the manga that I'm reading, there's a specific type of people called onesans, and onesans are either gay men who are feminine or trans women, and they're put on the same on the same box, and it's like, oh, this guy's feminine, oh, he's an onesa, and you're like, that wouldn't work here at all. And it's saddening to see sometimes characters that you're pretty sure that it's around some form of loss of translation of the English and the Japanese. But for example, Yuki from Blue Period, I was so sad to watch people wash her up as like a femboy, when I was like, her entire character arc is that she feels gender dysphoria and she is actively trying to find herself. She cannot even like answer who she is on the university exam. That's why she quits everything. And the last time you meet her with the main character is them drawing their own body like completely naked, like back to each other, and she starts saying that she doesn't feel comfortable in her body. So did I miss something? Am I the friend who is too woke and just thought, okay, this is kind of trans? I don't know. But yeah, it's sad.
What do you think of... Okay, everyone has headcanons about characters, whether it be headcanon ships or just silly things. What do you think about people that have headcanons about a character's gender or sexuality and they bring it to their cosplay?
I mean, like, for me, I think it's good, because when you say cosplay, it's you bring in life what you incarnate and what you want to incarnate, and it's your own style or your own arts. So if you want to do a character and you think that this character is gay and not straight, and you do content about him being gay or stuff like this, why not? Because it's how you want to portray him in real life. It's your way to acting him. Same thing for trans person. If you think that someone in a a show for you make you believe that this person would be very good in trans as a trans, and like you think that the whole backstory could lead to the situation he is now in the show because this person is trans, you can totally cosplay him and show him that it's a trans person. But one thing is certain is that you can't force your opinion to other people. You can't like say, yeah, this person is trans and I don't care about the other opinion. No, it's just how you portray by yourself the character you see.
Yeah, I also agree that as long as you're not hurting anyone or like taking representation away, head canons and cosplay them, as long as you're not hurting anyone, and you're just doing your. Yeah. I agree with Willow.
For me, it's just a matter of like, one thing is a character that doesn't have like any type of intentions of being queer, and you're like, damn, you're gay, and I know it. Uh, like I don't mind much because I believe on the same way you should not assume every single character is straight. No, when people are like, oh, not every single character is gay, and I'm like, okay, yeah, but not every single character is also straight. So I believe like that goes both ways, and people, as long as they're like having fun and not harming anyone, you can ship characters. But also, I think people need to be careful with the writing and the character's background itself. Like, I cannot look at a character that I'm like, his whole arc is like, oh, he doesn't like women, he doesn't date women, but no one tells him he's gay. Nothing is written that he's gay, and then suddenly someone appears and he's like, damn, let me put him with a girl. Like, okay. It's harmless, but also don't get surprised that people are going to call you out for the fact that that character is pretty gay. The character you have there, it's kind of gay. you know and with gender, again, it's a matter of fact that if it's not pushing any form of like harm stereotypes, I think it's just people having fun with the characters they sometimes even look up to, and you're like, oh, this character is so gender, like I kind of want to make him trans for me to be there, like I can be like them someday, I'm gonna look like that. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of like respecting the character's writing and just not be harmful to other people who don't think the same as you.
And if you really want to like push your thing, you can just put alternative universe in the description. So everything you have in mind will be the right thing, because it's your universe, not the universe of everyone. Just say, oh, okay, it's my universe. I think this person is gay, even if the other in the real universe is like he say it's straight. If I want to be him gay, I will just put alternative universe, Uno reverse, and I create my own fan fiction in my thing.
You 3 times. Let's go.
Genius.
When the character is so big, I have to pull the AO3.
I speak on my arms.
Then we cook, guys.
Camilla said, people bringing their gender or sexuality headcanons into their cosplay shenanigans is a really good reminder of what makes cosplay cosplay, and I love it.
Yeah.
And David said, play is part of... Oh my god, I can't read. Play is part of the word. Why wouldn't people be able to play characters the way that they want? Yeah. As long as no one is hurting one another, everything is fine. Almost everything is fine. Don't go forcing your own stuff on people that aren't consenting.
And stay legal.
Period. That's it. Well. Okay. I think I ran out of written questions and out of my own head. So let's go to the Q&A. I'm gonna do the ones from the box on Instagram first, and then people can ask in the chat, and I will read others. Okay.
Please,
first one.
I cannot.
No, say it. What are you gonna say? No, say it.
No, I was going to say please read it because I cannot see. I'm just.
Don't worry, I'll read.
I can just.
You can't.
See
I know you
here.
can't read. You can't read. I know. Don't worry about it. Okay, so first one, and this is very common. Like, I think it's hard to ask this question without. Yeah. Anyway, how to ask about pronouns without being awkward.
I have a strategy. The strategy is, first, when you talk to the person, you will try to find the most like neutral gender terms, and you let them talk. And when they talk, they will always like do like conjugate in as female or male or neutral. I don't know. They will say what pronouns they have just by talking. And with this, you say, oh, okay, so this person used like male pronouns, like male termination. So he mostly uses he, him. So I will use he, him pronouns, and that's how I do most of the time.
For me, I think just being chill and be like, hey, what are your pronouns? Like, just asking like it's no big deal. As long as you're not like oh my god, like such a big thing. No, it's just something chill and just ask, and I think it's a normal thing to ask. So
Yeah, but for introverts, this thing is very difficult to say. Like, hey, hello.
yeah.
What's
True.
But the thing is, if you are introverts, you can like do it like, hey, hello, you compliment or you don't whatsoever, and you say, oh, I don't want to misgender you, so can you share your pronouns with me? Just like to show that you are not like here to for a fight or something like that. That you ask the pronouns to not disrespect the other person. Like, hey, I don't want to misgender you. Can you tell me your pronouns? And blah blah blah. And that's all. That's not a big deal. Yeah, I'd like to say it.
I think the first thing I want to point out is that as much nervous you're feeling to speak with us, we are nervous to speak with you. So at least for me, I'm always like, when people get so, for example, as you said, someone says like, oh, you're really pretty, such a pretty girl, and then I start talking and they either notice my voice or I use he him pronouns for myself. People are so like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And I'm like, guys, it's fine. Hold my hand while I say this. It's fine. So I'm like, I know that it's awkward, but like as awkward as you are, we also are. And you know, it's that basic question that you can either like use like, oh, you look really pretty, or like, I know that sometimes in Portuguese doesn't work because here in Portuguese you have like separation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just say like, instead of that, if you're really scared of effing it up, you're like, oh, okay, I think your cosplay is cool, and then you start seeing if the person uses she, they, if they give you your Instagram, and you're like, okay, I can work with this, you know. But I think in general it's not awkward because the nervous, it's equal. We are both nervous to get someone to speak with us and that are like appreciating our work, even if you like end up misgendering us without noticing. Like it's fine as long you're respectful about it. It's not something bad to ask or awkward. Awkward is
And keep in mind.
Awkward is going to the train to the convention. That is awkward, okay? Being fully in cosplay.
Yeah, that's awkward.
It has to be done. It has to be done
Oh, yeah.
sometimes.
And keep in mind something. When you like talk to a cosplayer, most of the time they will be happy that someone talked to them. So they will they will open you, they will talk to you like with open arm, and they will say, okay, you talk to me, you have the courage, because I don't have the courage sometimes to talk to people. And I'm like, oh, they are pretty, and I will not talk to them. So if you talk to them, first, congratulations. And second, like the other one that you talk to will feel like very pleased. And even if you made a mistake by misgendering, they will correct you gently, and it's not a big deal because they will be like, oh, someone loved my cosplay. Oh, it's okay. You misgender me because you didn't know, and I will educate you and say, oh, that's my gender, and that's all. So yeah.
I also like when someone asks what are my pronouns, I don't think it's awkward because I'm happy. I'm like, oh, they're trying, you know, that's so cool. So I'm like, I tell them, I'm like, yeah, that's so good of you. Like, thank you so much. I don't think it's an awkward thing.
It's like,
And
oh my god, they're
another
woke. They're as woke as me. I'm sorry.
and the first strategy I have is when you talk to someone, you use the gender of the character. And if they don't feel correct with this, they will say it, and you will say, "Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know your pronouns, so that's why I use the character pronouns. I'm sorry if that hurts you," or something like that. And that's totally correct and great too.
Usually, when I don't know someone's gender or pronouns they use, I just don't use, like, I either use neutral pronouns, and in Portuguese, I stop saying like the last letter of like gendered like thing, like gendered words.
I-
We're talking
I'm like,
typo.
it's like, like the volume goes down.
You're like, you're very free.
You're pretty.
I think
But,
that
and like-
works.
Yeah.
And like someone said in the chat, like it's a matter of like asking and asking and asking, and when you ask to a lot of person, it will feel like natural.
Yeah.
too.
If asking respectfully and chill, I don't think people will mind at all. In fact, my experience. Oh my god, I can't. And in fact, from my experience, most people are fully okay with it being asked, as people tend to see it as, oh my god, I can't read. They're doing the best to acknowledge my identity and trying to avoid misgendering. And I think that is it. That is a base concept.
Yeah.
If someone gets upset that you ask their pronouns, they need to go back to like grammar classes, because everyone has pronouns. It came free with your language.
Especially in Portuguese and French.
Yeah,
language.
exactly.
No, I think sometimes it's so stupid that people are so pressed about gender when I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I don't know, a chair in Portuguese, it's like female. What? Why are you so pressed? It's a literal object and you're calling it a she. Maybe I'm too woke. I'm sorry.
Everyone is.
I must start misgendering chairs at this point.
Oh my god, you can't do that. You cannot assume.
I'm calling my chair a he because I could never be him.
Anyway, what was the moment that you truly felt that this was your authentic self, whether it be in mostly cosplay related, because yeah, that's what we do here, but feel free to share if you're comfortable with it.
Honestly, I had a lot of question. I questioned myself a lot, and the first time I was like, okay, that's totally me. It was when I bought my fake boobs and I tried them on, and I was like, okay, that's totally me, because the gender euphoria I had, I was like, okay, my psychiatrist was right. Even if I use she her pronouns, I was and I feel relieved when I use she her pronouns, and I even cried. But when I was still like questioning. But the first time I put my fake boobs on, I literally cried like for a whole hour, and I was like, that's totally me. Okay, now I still dope sometimes, but it's like 10% of the time, and the other part I'm like, I'm confident about my gender. So yeah.
Well, for me, I'm not sure if I ever felt like that, because, like I have mentioned, I think I'm still trying to discover myself and what my true self is. So I have yet to get there. I think I'm not sure. I am not sure about anything when it comes to my gender.
For me, I believe like around cosplay, it's also like a big part. But I also have that philosophy of like maybe maybe just me and my little obsession with films, is that sometimes you will wake up and know, you know. I truly believe that it's going to happen if it's meant to feel like you, because I didn't just like randomly discovered, oh my god, I might be queer, guys. What is happening? Like, no, that's it's something that builds up from little things that you start to notice. You never noticed they were there, but soon you acknowledge it, never goes away.
And you can't deny it anymore.
Exactly. It's like soon it's something in my mind. I cannot deny it no longer, you know? So it's...
I'm small.
That's
No,
what I'm-
sorry. That was... I can't deny it anymore.
To a white woman. Yeah, no, I think it's that thing of like someday you wake up and you know. You wake up and you know you're a white woman, okay? It's fine. But yeah, I think it's a build up to the end of it, and the matter is to enjoy that build up, because the answers are not going to come to you if you force them. If you
Yeah.
experience it and you play with whatever, you're like, oh, maybe this is not me, but I still want to try it out just to say that I'm right. I think that is beautiful, and I think that is going to be much more satisfying when you finally find yourself, or when you just like, maybe you don't find yourself, you're just like, I'm completely fine being whatever this is going on and not having an answer. That's also really valid. So it's a feeling, I guess.
And sometimes listen to your friends. Or for me, my friend knew like a year before that I was a trans woman, and when I made my coming out video, all the comments was like, "Oh, finally you say it, finally!" And I was like, "Wait, everyone know in the room?" And they was like, "Yeah, we know you was a trans woman." I was like, "Ah, okay, so yeah, hello, I guess."
Imagine coming out and the first answer is, yeah, we know. Oh,
Exactly.
whoa. Who gave you guys this fucking audacity? Damn, I was coming to terms with myself. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think also people know. It's funny that you mentioned that, because sometimes you have a feeling. We call it gaydar or transdar, but like, I have
Exactly.
a friend
The
of
door.
mine. This is funny because I had a friend of mine that we met 10 years ago, and I was dead sure that he was both queer in both senses. That person was not cisgender or heterosexual, and I was right. And I was like, I think it's
I've been there.
something. I
I've been
feel
there.
something. I smell something.
It's the gay though. It goes beep, 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 beep when you're around. It's the
It's
hint.
those little,
Could have used
those
the
little
hint.
like
Yeah.
those questions that people do that you're like, that's not very heterosexual of you. Like, oh, guys, sometimes I dream of like kissing women, and you're like, buddy, what?
I know who you are. I mean, I know what you are.
I know what you are.
What you
I
are.
love-
Oh, we
love
all
that
thought
those-
Say it.
once of being a girl or a boy. Yeah, I give you like 5 months, and we speak after that.
I do sometimes bet with my friend when we are like this, and I saw someone of a new friends, and we are like, how much? 1 week, 2 week, 1 month, and we shake your hands.
The egg
and
is
like,
already cracking, guys. The egg is already cracking. I can see it shattering slightly.
The closet is made of glass.
No,
This
the
is
closet
so-
is made of air at this point. Get out.
The closet is open. It is open. It's just waiting for the person
With
to
bright
shut up.
lights that are like with Lady
Spotlights
Gaga
pointing.
singing.
I can put the red carpet if you want.
It's like the lights are queer, you know?
For stage denial. Second stage denial. Oh my god. Okay. My cheeks hurt from laughing. Oh my god. Okay, so do you have a character? Do you have a character in media that has helped you figure yourself out or come closer to it?
So I have a character nobody will know, I think, because it's a French person. It was Taishin Dehai from Star Sky. I mean, the group made a lot of thing about Genshin and video game music, but Taishin Dehai is a straight guy, but he was the first guy I saw with long hair, and actually the long hair is the first one of the first question about myself, because I grew in the country yard and people say that men have short hair and women have long hair, and I was like, but I think I will look pretty good in with long hair. And since I didn't have any example of men with long hair, I was like, I don't know. And Tai Shindehai was the first guy with long hair, and that's why I at this moment I was like, fuck off. I will grow my hair, and I don't care about anyone. And a few later, yeah, I have the same size, size of the hair, and it was thanks to him that I was able to discover myself.
For me, I don't think there was any character that made me realize, because I realized because of friends and stuff like that, but sometimes I do look at certain characters that are either ace or non-binary, and I might relate to them. I'm like, I see myself in you. Like,
For me, I at first it's not something like you're watching. I think the first character that made me have like slightly touched to what was non-conforming gender rules was the lesbians from Sailor Moon. So I think this is a common experience.
Oh, sorry,
Because I was
I
like, that girl is pretty like a man. Why? Why? Why is that a thing? And why is that interesting? But yeah, like I don't remember much from my past, but like now in modern days, I think the characters that I'm like, no, I know what you are, and I'm so happy about that. I think it was recently with Windbreaker, and Tsubaki appeared, and I was in love because it was this character, no matter like how you perceive them in terms of gender, that is like into cross-dressing and into cute things, and I was like, that is literally me, guys. What? And seeing someone that is so happy and has people on their side that accept that true self, and that accept that, you know, you don't follow, not everyone has to live life the same way you do, was like really heartwarming for me, especially because the fandom, in some points people were really mad, but in others I've seen people defending this character with teeth, claws. Like, I'm so happy about that. That made me really feel like seen at some point.
yeah.
it.
It also feels great when you. Oh, sorry.
No. Say it.
It also feels great when you start liking a character and then you realize that they have some sexuality or like gender traits that you have, and you're like, I love you even more now. Like, it feels great when the character you already likes is like you. Oh, I found out recently that a character from a book has like is also like in the ace spectrum. I'm like, thank you. It feels great.
That's a great. No, I was going to say, like, now that I think about it, about the question, like when I was 8 years old, something like that, I remember that I was relating myself way too much to Flora and Musa from Wings Club. So maybe I should have asked myself like years ago, when I was like, oh, Flora is me, oh, Musa is me too. I don't know who I am.
those little things you discover with time. You're like, I had really weird questions when I was a kid, and no one stopped me.
Not my sister. Like last year said, yeah, because it's been a long time I didn't saw her, and she said, yeah, you remember when you was a child? We was like, you was 6 and I was 7, and we still take a shower together, and you ask mom straight in the face why I don't have I have something between my legs that don't have like my sister, and my mother wasn't able to answer, and my sister remember, and I didn't remember this question, but at this time my sister was like, yeah, yeah, it's not a 6-year-old should ask this
There's
kind of question.
something going on,
Normal. So yeah, she I think she was the first one who knew about my trans identity before anyone else. I think that's sweet.
This like reminds me when I don't know the film that should not be named, but it has really queer characters, even though the creator is homophobic and transphobic, but their characters are clearly gay, and she cannot write straight heterosexual relationships for the life of her. So yeah,
10 point for
Miss Curly herself there. I remember watching like the movies when I was really young and seeing Harry Potter himself, and I was like, I wanna be him, and I don't know what that means. So this guy with glasses, I don't know what he has going on, but yeah.
If you're asking the question, do I want to be him or do I want to be with him? That's when it hits. That's when it hits.
When
I'm
you
talking
start,
from experience. That's when it.
you're
You're
like,
there's something going on there. But yeah.
something
Real.
is
Me when I
weird
see
inside
a pretty boy that looks like genderless, I'm like, I want to look like you. Like I know it, but I want to look like you.
I see
You're
you.
like,
I see you.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to really like Ben 10. Maybe because he could like change, but that nothing clicked, and then I've had something with like shapeshifter characters that, but like,
I was going to say that
Nothing
of course you
hit-
like characters.
we're gonna
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Of course. I
Yu-Gi-Oh!
cannot say
shapeshifter.
anything. I see any form of pretty man and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, it's me.
It's me.
At it again.
I think that's it for our questions. I don't know if the chat has anything. Benny said, if men are supposed to have short hair and women long hair, what are NBs supposed to be? Bald? No! No!
Mr. World!
No!
You're turning bald!
It's the wig cap, guys, I swear! It's the
Reveal,
wig cap
real
baldness!
right now.
Yeah,
No.
of course it's a recap.
No.
It's receding right here, and look, I'm kind of blind right now, so that says
That's just, it's the dyed hair. It's dyed hair, trust me. It's not balding.
you already have 2 entrances for the film. It's fine, you know. Vegeta cosplay.
What the heck? Mohawk. It's not. It's long. It's yeah. It was yeah. I've had like long hair for my whole life, and this year I was like, no, I'm gonna cut it because I feel like that will help me figure myself out. And I felt relief, like a weight off my shoulders, and I was like, that's it. That's what I wanted.
That's the taste.
Yeah, the taste. Yeah.
Weird.
The real answer is a mullet or split dyed hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
been there.
Yeah.
In my case, it's a wolf cut, and I used to have split dyed hair. Now it's just blonde.
As
Blonde
someone
wolf cut.
who is a guy but
It didn't
has
say
kind of
what
a
in which way it is
Yeah.
split, so kind of I have it. So
When I was a
I think
guy,
it's
I
that
had
haircut.
Iroquois.
it is. It was like longer here, but they were bothering me, so I like. And that's why they're
Yeah.
anyway.
You said
Where you-
die to your hair. Die.
Yeah, that was it.
That
I was like-
cutesy mental breakdown at 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. It was not. It was actually in the morning. I woke up
Damn.
violent. I woke up like
Okay.
feeling. I
You
chose
woke up in
violence that day, and I was
violence.
like, you know what? Fuck. And that was it.
You have a crisis at day. I have a crisis at night. We are not the same.
We are not the
okay?
same. It's a
You
different
have time
vibe.
for crisis?
Me when I'm the woke friend who is actually mentally stable. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Me when the wokeness didn't got my brain also.
I think that is it. No one has any questions. Say them now or regret it forever.
Stay quiet forever.
I don't know how. Koromaki, how do you usually end the panels? Help. I didn't think of this part.
Me?
You just say
Oh,
Someone
bye.
has
have
a
a question.
question.
Benny has a question.
Someone has a question.
Oh Jesus.
We are waiting. Kuromaki has answered. Okay, I got it. What's the cosplay that gives you the most euphoria?
Wait, let me look at my cosplay.
Ningguan and
Oh, basic.
Alecino, my two
Valid.
queens,
Valid.
my two model to be who I want to be.
Visualizing.
I'm
in the
going
mirror.
I'm going to be woke and say two.
Well, also
Okay.
said two, so
No, but I'm going to be woke because sometimes women also give me gender euphoria, but like
valid.
it's not in a matter of like, oh, I look girly. It's like I look buff as shit and I kind of like that. So when the women are also like gender non-conforming, so it's kind of
Yeah.
it also counts, guys. But okay, first is really basic, and of course I was going to give this answer you guys were expecting. Either mostly Luca from Alien Stage.
I was gonna say it too.
I mean, I also really like to see myself as Ivan, but I don't know. I just sometimes when I really like a character in a hee way, I'm like I cannot feel euphoria. I'm like he's kind of hot and I'm wearing it. I'm scared.
Blink Blink
So
guy hits
awkward.
different. The Blink gone guy hits different.
The Blink guy is it's full of
Gone.
gender. So now in terms of like women that also give me gender euphoria, I would say Agatha because she's like because she's like so strong. Like this is a character who is like really buff and also she canonically has a male frame body. So seeing myself as
It's
her, like I
complicated,
feel
it's
like not
complicated.
like a pretty girl face and then the rest is men. So thank you for the gods for creating buff women.
Now, for me, if I need to choose a man one, I have Remine because he's a twink and like very no, I mean not twink like sexually, but like
Yeah.
physically he's and like yeah. So that's why when I cosplay him,
He's
it helped me a lot. But his
For me,
cosplay
it's
is
like-
uncomfortable.
For me, maybe Tartaglia is one of them for sure. I really like cosplaying him. Luca, I'm looking at my wall because there's like art in it, and I'm like, who have I cosplayed from here that has made me feel?
I don't think you saw, but I have a
how-
wall with all my wig.
I'm literally looking at my wall like, who have I cosplayed that made me feel good? Howl too. Cosplaying Howl is he's like hits different too. Yeah, I think those three.
Maybe.
I think it's two, but like those three that I'm remembering.
That's my wall with the wig.
Oh! Can you tell I'm a cosplayer? Please.
I
Of
don't know what
course.
you're speaking about. Like I don't know what you're speaking about. Like what's
I
a
have
wig?
a bag full of wigs to crib under my table.
Guys, what's a wig? I don't.
What's a wig? That one's a good one.
What is a cosplay?
Yeah, what's a
You're
wig?
hiding
I
the
would-
eye that can't see. You should hide the other one. Anyway, I think that's it. I will wait for more questions. If there's no one, I will count down.
Countdown. It's the
This is like
final
a-
countdown.
Everyone has scalps of the enemies they defeated. I don't know if I could defeat like some of my cosplays.
I think that will defeat me first.
I forgot the mic. I'm sorry. I don't know if I can
first
defeat half of
step.
my cosplays. I have a giant hammer.
I could not
can't
defeat my cosplays. One of them is Alice from Alice Madden's Returns. I'm
Yeah,
cooked.
yeah.
I'm
No, I
cooked
cannot.
now.
Same.
Other
I'm
one
weak.
is Makima. I'm cooked.
I don't think I. Yeah. I'm once again looking at the wall.
Like I could throw some hands to Luca because he's a
Yeah,
twink.
yeah. Hell yeah.
But
could-
then, like, for example, I'm
going
cosplaying
for the
Quanji.
twink.
She would knock my shit, bro. I'm pretty
Probably.
sure.
Yep.
Real.
Yep. I don't think. I don't know. I don't have any. Do you have any that you could defeat, Willow?
I could defeat? Yeah. Maybe. I mean, self-automated without Sebastian? Yeah, of course. But
When
otherwise, no, I don't have.
We're all defeating the twinks. I don't know if you understood.
hell yeah. Look, I have no strength. I have a loud mouth and a feisty personality, but I am like not strong at all.
Look,
My arms are chicken arms. I have no
Guys,
strength.
I'm never beating the twink allegations. I'm so guys. I cannot take this. I am actually really strong, and I get so pissed because people are like, "Oh,
I'm
you're a
not
twink,
saying-
right?" And I'm like,
you have to stop cosplaying twinks. That's
I mean-
"No, I have
yeah,
to stop cosplaying women for you guys to."
that also could work.
No, I can hide greatly my muscles, so it's okay. People say I'm twink, and I'm like, okay, good, thank you. But yeah, it's okay.
Twink
defender,
defeaters, but also twink lovers and twink becomers. Yes, all of us.
Why is the word twink censored for me?
Oh my god.
Like, for real, it's censored.
Be a twink, guys. Answer that, please.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
heard
In my-
defeaters, lovers, becomers. What the fuck is that?
Now you know.
They're treating
Twitch
twink
doesn't want
like
you
it's
to see.
like it's a slur.
Yeah.
Sometime, yeah.
Yeah,
Mine doesn't
I
appear.
feel like
Maybe
sometimes
I don't know. I don't know if it's. Is it the chat settings? I don't know. I don't think. Why?
no, no,
But
sometimes
there's
it's on
no.
phone.
your own settings
Yeah.
because I'm outside, like I'm on the stream outside of my account because I forgot my email.
Hmm.
And
No,
yeah,
don't.
it appears
Yeah.
normally.
Yeah. Your Twitch
it's
is,
your- for me too.
is just censoring.
I think it's your phone.
Your Twitch thinks is a.
Yeah,
can see
I don't know.
twink.
Apparently, Twitch thinks that twink is like a big offense.
Yeah, it's a
I
slur.
can see
Oh
the
my
T
God.
word, the twink.
It's not even good.
I say the T word. The twink.
The twink.
Please, my best friend once called me a twink on the comments, and they got restricted from comment. No, their comment got blocked or something like that. And I was like,
Oh my god.
well,
I claim that energy. I claim that. Oh my god, I claim that energy so badly. I need that.
You can
If I
block
get one more
words
twink allegation,
from the
I'm
comments,
tweaking.
I think.
no, I didn't block them. Like Instagram itself, like you leave a comment, they're like, oh, this comment violates.
For Max, he can block the words so he doesn't get in. So he doesn't get the comments. And people are like, oh my god, my comment is not posting. And he's like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know, I didn't do anything.
Guys, must be the wind.
So in the wind.
must have been the wind, guys. It's for me not to get triggered, you know, like my three trigger words, it's premiere, blender, and twink, I guess. It's the three words you cannot say next to me. I will start tweaking out.
I think no one else has questions. No questions about twinks. I think we're done with that.
No questions about
Not the
We're done with that. We have moved on. And I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you for accepting the invite.
Remember the
Yeah.
next event you are on. The historical parents, the events in Setúbal.
That's right. I don't know how to do publicity.
You say like you can say the
Yeah.
parents the next time.
Oh wait. I'm gonna test it out.
That's what I say. Oh, in world premiere.
It works.
Ooh.
The chat command. I think I put it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ta-da! You can follow these guys, these fellas. I don't know what I was saying. I was gonna say
we
another
turn
word.
Yes,
into
guys.
tomorrow. We turn into
These gays.
tomorrow because we people don't exist after it.
Oh yeah, that's
then.
right. No, I don't know.
Both of you, that's to
we
assume
will
that I'm
all
gay. I am, but
we will all disappear. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming. You can follow us on Instagram, and eventually the VOD will be on YouTube. And I think that's it. Please.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.